Welcome, ladies, degenerates, and gentlemen, or should I say, welcome back. We have a new guest, new scenery, and most importantly, a new NFL season in just over 24 hours from now. Um, I'll introduce my two co-hosts, starting off with the newly moved North Carolina resident, Rich.
Yes, sir. Happy to be back with these two guys. Haven't seen them for a while. Good to see their faces again. But more importantly, NFL is back. College football is back. Had a great week one. Looking forward to keeping that momentum going and going forward with the NFL. So let's get it going.
Yes, sir. And of course, the steady Petty.
What up, everybody? Hopefully, still your tight end this early in the season. Um, let's get rocking. New NFL season, college football season. Big on the Colorado hype train. Maybe we'll get to that later.
Do you believe?
I don't.
All right. Well, that's all right. I guess we'll just hop right into it. We're gonna run through by division, every team, just what we're thinking as we head into this NFL season. We're gonna start in the NFC, of course, and with our beloved New England Patriots, but we're gonna start in the NFC West. Um, Pretty top heavy. Obviously, the Niners pretty much have everything they need. A Rams team that's in a tough spot. And I guess Arizona can just be Arizona. We all know what's going on there. It's tank season down in Arizona. And then the sleeper, Seattle, Geno and the boys. I'll start it off with Petty. This I have a tough time gauging. I only have one future bet, and it is not in this division, but it is in the NFC. So,
I think I
and we
can just.
go ahead.
I think I can just go ahead and say my winner for this division is the Niners. Obviously, top heavy. I think Seattle can make a run, but I mean, there's only so far they can go. I think Arizona should be playing 17 1 o'clock games. Um,
Yep.
I don't ever want to see them alone on the TV. Um, but yeah, that's kind of my insight on that division. I'm rolling with the Niners.
Yeah.
As our most, I would say, Rich.
Yeah. I mean, Niners currently sit at minus 165 to win the division. I think they might be the only minus money favorite to win the division. Let me just double check here. Eagles minus 120, Chiefs minus 200, Jags
I
minus
was going to say
155.
Chiefs.
So I actually didn't do any research here. But I would like the minus favorite teams to win their division. I like the 49ers to do so. I'm not too heavy on the Seahawks this year, to be honest with you. I obviously think they're the second best team in the division, but I think the Niners run away with this one.
Yeah, and literally as we started recording, we got the news that Cooper Kupp will be out for week one, and who knows how long that's going to last. And that's obviously a huge part of the Rams. It's Stafford, Kupp, and Aaron Donald. And beside that, you have a really young team. So they're probably going to struggle, especially if he can't come back from that hamstring / knee or whatever the hell is going on.
Yeah, that hamstring injury is nagging season long type of thing. So hopefully he can get healthy, mostly for my dynasty team. I would like to have him on my roster for the latter half of the year at least. But yeah, he's a huge part of that team. So him being out for any period of time is pretty crucial for them.
Yeah, and I would like to mention as well, I've been having some technical difficulties, so the research end on my part is going to be few and far between. But I do like the Seahawks. I think I don't know. I wasn't high on them last year. We talked about it before the season, and
Yeah.
we talked about squad riding their season win total under. And I think I was the only one that actually put that bet in. So I was definitely feeling the pain.
No, I
But
did
I
too.
flipped.
I had that too.
Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better, actually.
Yeah.
But I think I flipped all the way around. I think Gino might have just been in such bad spots wherever he went, especially early on, and then even behind Eli in New York. I mean, how many games did Eli miss with injury? Like never, pretty much, until he
Yeah.
was at the end and got benched. So I think Geno's taken advantage of the opportunity he's been given, and I think they can fight at least for a wild card, if not be up there with the Niners. I mean, I know the Niners are stacked, but
Yeah, no,
yeah,
they
I
come
think
play well coached. I mean, can't count them out ever really.
yeah, for sure. Anything else on this division other than the tanks rolling out for Arizona?
Brutal.
I have the Cardinals under 4.5 wins. I just don't see that roster. I think who's their starting quarterback? Did they just sign Josh Dobbs as their starting
Yeah,
quarterback? Yeah, I
just
feel like
announced them today.
yeah, Josh Dobbs is going to lead that team to 5 wins. You shitting me? So
I'll take Lemons to high school.
yeah, I'll take LHS all day. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's my only bet out of the NFC West is the Cardinals under wins.
yeah,
Seems pretty
actually,
square, but I don't know. I just don't see them getting 5 wins.
right. And then those first 4 games when Kyler comes off the pup, I don't expect him to play. I don't know how you guys feel about that. If Kyler comes back at all this season, I really don't see it. And there was a couple videos of him looking a little gimpy. So
Yeah,
Rough look.
yeah, tough look.
All right, well, let's move on to the real powerhouse in the NFC South. Saints, Bucks, Falcons, Panthers. There's not much to rave about here. I think the Saints, because of their schedule and their defense, will have a good year. But I mean, how much further can you go? No matter who wins the division, it's like none of these teams are really built to make a run or even win a playoff game at that.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah,
Saints schedule
unfortunately,
is
I'm with you on the Saints too.
yeah. But they have a schedule where they don't play any top 10 QBs, which is insane.
Yeah.
I think
I
Baker
think
might be the best quarterback they play, honestly.
Oh boy.
So that's why I like them there. But Carolina, obviously really young with Bryce Young. I think he's going to struggle in his first year, but eventually he'll be okay. Atlanta, I don't know what to think about them. Ritter, I mean, how much has he really played or done so far in his NFL career? Obviously, only 1 year in a tough spot in Atlanta. And then Baker on a Bucks team that has talent, but I mean, they couldn't do it Brady last year. How much has that team changed? Not a lot. So it's really, really just down in the dumps for the NFC South.
Yeah, the NFC South is kind of a dumpster fire.
big time.
I kind of a dumpster fire. It's like kind of like trying to pick at straws here to see who's going to win this division. I think the Saints, as they should be, they are the favorite currently. Like Fusky said, their schedule they don't face a top 10 quarterback. Like that's kind of insane. I am intrigued by the Falcons with some value there. I think they're a plus 200 or something like that to win the division. I think their offense is young. They could kind of explode this year. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. You got Drake London year 2. Hopefully, makes that big jump. I think Ritter honestly makes a second year leap. Not a crazy leap, but I think Ritter does make that jump. And I think at plus 200, I think they have the best chance other than the Saints to win this division. I haven't played that yet, but that's where I would go. I'd probably go Falcons to win this division.
Yeah, definitely some value there. Quickly though, I do want to run through the Saints schedule because it's actually insane. Titans, Panthers, Packers, Bucks, Pats, Texans, Jags, Colts, Bears, Vikings, Falcons, Lions, Panthers, Giants, Rams, Bucks, Falcons. I mean,
they got
Jordan
Teal
Love,
on the Jags.
Yeah, Jags is probably their toughest game. And then if Jordan Love is what everyone's been hyping him up to be, as obviously we'll get to that in the NFC North, but
yeah,
I think those are the two toughest games, honestly. But other than that, it is a
They play the Vikings
cakewalk.
too, right? You said that?
Yeah,
The Vikings?
Vikings. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean,
I think that could be a
is the
toss-up.
game is it prime time? Or is it 1 o'clock? If it's 1 o'clock, Kirk Cousins might ball on, but
It's 1 o'clock. Yeah.
yeah. So it might be a tough one for him because Kirk Cousins is the top 3 quarterback of all time at 1 o'clock. So
Jags game is prime time too.
okay.
Other than that, they have Monday night, week 2 against the Panthers, and then they have prime time against the Saints, which will probably. Oh no, it's Thursday, so it won't get flexed, but that's against the Rams. So, I mean, they should win. I would say around 10 games without a struggle. I think
Mm-hmm.
Derek Carr, Michael Thomas, if he stays on the field, is going to be a sleeper in fantasy because he's going later rounds.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what their win total is, but if it's anywhere under 10, I would look into that for sure. And then, I mean, the other teams, it's just like I don't dislike Ritter. I just haven't seen enough for me to trust that team on either side of the ball either, actually. So
Yeah, I mean, I think they can be all right. They got with that duo running back team coming in. They got Bijan and Tyler Algier. So
Yeah.
they could be
Tyler
pretty
Algier.
legit if those guys get firing.
Drake
But
London.
if one of those guys goes down, it's going to be a real ugly season for him again.
They definitely have some talent, and even Kyle Pitts, who hasn't done much to this point in his career. I mean, they definitely have talent on the offense. I don't really know how their defense was last year, but I don't think it was terrible.
No.
So they're there for some value, but
Yeah.
I think it's Saints all the way here. All right, moving on. As we were just talking about Jordan Love on the Packers in the NFC North. Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings. This is my only futures bet that I put in before the season starts, and it's Packers over wins and Packers to win the division.
Let's go, Booski. I love that.
I like that.
Yeah. At plus 400, at least that's what I got it at a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it's changed since then. What's that?
350 right now. I think that's with all the hype with Jordan Love. I mean, I think it's reasonable.
Yeah.
I think he's a great player.
Yeah.
Good fit for the team. He's already been there for a little while, watching how it gets done.
Yeah.
Could be good.
Improvements on the defense too. I mean, I think the value is the best of any division winner bet that you can find personally, and only good things coming from camp and Jordan Love, and even from the players. I mean, the guys on the team love him. I think that's probably the best bet of the season.
But if someone,
that gets me fired up.
I think for the top 2 favorites, you got the Vikings and the Lions. I think it could be the Vikings, but I mean, I can't fade the Green Bay Packers at that position. I mean,
yeah,
we're talking about the Lions. They were just on Hard Knocks 2 years ago. Now they're the favorites. Please.
Yeah. I do think.
I think they'll be solid.
Yeah. Well, the Lions have what, 9 wins last year? They finished at 9-8.
Yep.
I think they finished in a similar spot. I think maybe 10 wins. I think they're probably 8, 9, 10 wins. But Fuski, I'm loving that because my only division winner pick right now is also the Packers at plus 350. And Jordan Love, he's been 3 years as the backup, learn the system behind Aaron Rodgers.
And not only that, but he looks great.
Exactly. He does look great. And I think with the receiving core, you got Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon in the backfield. You got Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and they just drafted Jaden Reed and Luke Musgrave. They've got 2 tight ends. They got Tucker Kraft, I think, as well. So they got a young, explosive offense. And I think with like Fuski pointed out, the improvements on their defense, plus 350 to win the division. I don't think the Packers are going down. I think they're going up.
Exactly.
So,
that's an extra win.
Yeah.
We know how the Lions finished. I do like the Lions. I think they'll be a solid team, possibly sneak into wild card. My only thing with the Vikings is they did bring in a new DC his name's slipping my mind right now. But the thing with me and the Vikings is last year, how many games were they in that they just
Every game.
got they got the bounces, one score games? I mean, everything went their way. Everything.
It
And
won't.
that's
That
not going
can't
to
happen
happen
again.
2 years in a row. Maybe a couple games throughout the season, but I think they're talented too. I think they're a solid team, but like, how lucky can you get 2 years in a row through what 35 games? Like, it just the crazy games they played. They had two Game of the Year candidates at the NFL awards. Like,
Yeah, like
they had some wild moments.
that catch that Justin Jefferson made last year. Like come on, that one play won them a game.
Yeah.
Like it's
Literally.
just like that won't happen again. That catch was insane. I mean, maybe. I mean, Jettas is that good, but
He is very, very good.
but you can't count on your players making plays like that week in and week out to win you games. So
Yeah, and I mean, even at that, they made it to the playoffs, and then they lost to the Giants. So
yeah,
it was Brian Flores that they brought in. So I do like that on the defensive side. I think they'll improve, but like I said, how far can you go off just getting the bounces like that?
yeah.
They haven't proven they can win in the playoffs, and that to me just makes me love the Packers even more.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And I guess we should mention the Bears.
Do we have to?
Not even worth it. Justin Fields,
I think
fantasy points.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's the only reason why I wanted to bring it up. I think Justin Fields will have another good year statistically. How many wins will that get the Bears? Probably not many, but I think they're headed in the right direction. This year will tell a lot as to what they do in the next couple of years. But they don't stand a chance against these three other teams in the North.
No shot.
I do like the rookie running back Roshan Johnson, though, back up to Bijan at Texas. I think he's going to quickly find a role in their offense with Justin Fields.
I agree.
DJ Moore, they will improve, but not enough.
No. Justin Fields has to improve throwing a football for them to be any good.
Yeah.
I think he will. I think, like I said, DJ Moore will help. I mean, he was doing everything last year. I think that was the majority of his running was just like, I have nobody to throw to, so I need to make something happen. And he's athletic enough at this point in his career that he can do that. But I think they'll settle down a little bit and they'll throw the ball more and a little bit better this year. And I think that will tell us a lot about what they do in the next couple of years, like I said. But moving on, last division in the NFC East, NFC Beast. We'll go bottom to top. Obviously, we know Philly was in the Super Bowl last year. That was our first episode ever. We talked a lot about the Eagles. Washington finally gets rid of Dan Schneider. New beginnings, talented roster. Giants, Dable, second year. Signed Daniel Jones. Figure out the situation with Saquon. Solid. Dallas. We're hearing a lot of news about Dak. They trade for Trey Lance. Obviously, you have Micah Parsons, who will probably win Defensive Player of the Year on defense. So Dallas will be fighting. And then Philly, I mean, I still like Philly. Jalen Hurts is a dog.
Yeah, I think it's a big revenge tour for Philly this year. I mean, no other way to put it. Who have they lost?
Yeah, they've only gained.
How much? Best offensive line in football, possibly. I mean, it's up there for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
good
defense.
defense.
I think they're coming for blood this year. I don't think they're going to settle up in any games. We've just seen them punch so many people in the mouth at this point.
Yeah.
Great team. Good threats.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Eagles end up winning the division all in all. Like you guys have said, like not much lost, more gained. Their defense is stout. Their offensive line is unbelievable, and that's how you win. That's how you win long term is in the trenches, right? And they got the skill position players to go on top of that. Hurts, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. I like their running back committee: Swift, Penny, Gainwell. So I like what they're doing there in Philly. And I mean, they got Goddard, who's a top, what do you say, top 5 tight end in football, maybe top 7. So
He's right there, yeah.
I think the Eagles win it. But I mean, Cowboys at plus 175. I
Not
don't know.
bad.
I mean,
They could do it too.
Cowboys are a very good team.
Yeah, they could do it too. I did say last year in our way too early Super Bowl predictions, Cowboys would go to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, I said that, but might have to
Couple
ride
games
it.
off.
Might have to ride it.
I truly think it's all on Dak, bro. Like Dak
Yeah.
has to be consistent and not turn the ball over. Like
He can't
you're
play,
gonna have a few mistakes, but
but he can't play scared either. Like so, he's got
no.
to find a medium because when he plays too cautious, turnover city.
Yeah. Turnover City is putting it lightly.
Yeah, exactly.
Turnover Commonwealth.
Ugh.
But I know the Commanders aren't going to win this division, but I really like the Commanders over win total. I took it at 7.5. I think Sam Howell. I think they have a young quarterback, and this is going to be their guy. I mean, obviously, if he throws for 50 interceptions, he's not going to be the guy. But I like him. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, and I think that's what this offense needs is some stability at quarterback. So maybe I'm not looking at it this year, but maybe next year. Sam Howell for a second year starting, Jahan Dotson, McLaurin. I like their running backs, Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson. So I don't know. I like the Commanders. I think their defense is pretty solid. So they're not going to win it.
Chase Young can maybe stay on the field this year. I'm high on the Commanders as well. I'm high on Sam Howell. I think he's going to be great. Not great, but good this year and potentially great. I mean, I think he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder too.
Yeah, big time.
Chase Young in a contract year. We saw that one season where they really had nothing else but him. I think the Commanders will be a solid team and a tough out in this division. I mean, you play all these teams twice. They beat the Eagles last year with Taylor Heineke. I think Sam Howell will be better this year.
Yep.
Like you mentioned, talent all over the offense. Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. I love Jahan Dotson. I think he's going to have a big year this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they're solid. I think, and the vibes are high too. Getting rid of Dan Schneider after 25 years or however long it's been. So
exactly. Some
I will be hopping on. Yeah, new era. I will be hopping on that win total with you for sure.
Yeah.
And then what about the Giants?
Not high on the Giants at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of neutral here too. I don't think they'll suck.
I think they'll be just blah, blah.
Yeah, similar to last year.
Like
worst team in New
York.
I
do love Dayball though. I do love Dayball. I think he's a great coach.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing keeping them afloat right now. I don't think Daniel Jones is worth anything close to the money he got. But I mean that's the money you pay for a consistent kind of starting quarterback, and
he was good last year. I'll give it to him. He was a lot better than he had been with the turnovers and shit like that. So
yeah,
I think he earned his money. It is a lot, but I'm going through their schedule right now.
Yeah, I'm not too high on him.
Yeah, see, I'm seeing like 4 or 5 games that they can definitely win outside of the division, but that division is tough. I mean, they kind of have to split with at least everyone and maybe get 2 against the Commanders if they can.
Yeah,
to have a chance at the wild card because they're not winning the division. I mean, it's just so tough in the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on to the AFC. We just talked about the NFC Beast. We could talk about the AFC Beast as in all 4 divisions. Absolutely stacked. We'll start in the West with the defending Super Bowl champs, Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. A lot of news coming out of Denver with Russ and Sean Payton. Not much news coming out of Las Vegas. Just very boring Raiders team.
Yep.
Once again, Chargers talented as ever, but and they follow through. I personally think they're cursed, but that's a me thing. And then the Chiefs are the Chiefs. The Chiefs will be the Chiefs. No Kelsey for tomorrow or today when the episode will be uploaded. No Chris Jones in a contract dispute. Oh, we did forget to mention Nick Bosa did reach an agreement on his contract. So he's back for the Niners and they're good as ever. But no Chris Jones still. I think he makes their defense. But the Chiefs will be fine on offense. Obviously, Kelsey will be okay. Just a hyperextension. Looks like no ACL, MCL damage or anything like that. So he'll probably miss week 1, be back, and the Chiefs will be the Chiefs. Who can compete with them? Like I said, Chargers are talented, but they can never seal the deal. What are you guys thinking here?
I don't think anybody in the conference necessarily.
The division, you mean?
I mean, yeah, in the division. Definitely.
Maybe the conference too.
Definitely. Definitely in the conference, but yeah, I mean, next closest odds to them, plus 300 with the Chargers.
Yeah.
I don't think they can get it done.
That's the thing.
I think if the Chiefs start 0-1, you never really know what can happen. I mean, things can spring.
Yeah. I mean, what was it? I don't think it was last year. It might have been the year before. The Chiefs started like 2-2 or something like that, but they ended up storming and winning the division. I think this is Chiefs or bust. I mean, I'm not spending the minus 200 juice there, but the last couple of years I've taken the Chargers, thinking with all the talent that they have, they could compete, but their moron head coach gets in the way of that, and well, I do like the Chargers plus 300. Like I say it every year, but I think the Chargers will be very close to winning the division, if not winning it. I just think they're too talented to let this window just pass them by. I mean, Herbert is now what, year 4, year 3? It's 4, right?
I think it's 4 now. Yeah, this season will be 4.
Damn, time's flying. But
maybe I could be wrong though.
Yeah, I think it's year 4.
Right.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean, they're the clear second favorite, but I just time and time again, I have trusted this team betting wise. I mean, just to be good, and they just. I mean, that game against Jacksonville last year was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was crazy. But it doesn't come to a surprise because their head coach is a moron. That guy sucks. What's it, Brandon Staley?
Staley, yeah.
That guy sucks. Looks like the guy in high school I'll give my fucking homework to fucking have him finish it. Like what the hell's he doing on the football field? God damn.
Like McDaniel's kind of looks like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's this division. McDaniels has something to prove as a head coach. I don't know if he'll ever prove it. Jimmy G brings in, they signed Josh Jacobs, brings in Jacoby Myers from New England. They have some good pass rushers back into the defenses. Meh. I was high on them last year. I think me and Petty were talking about Derek Carr MVP sleeper tickets, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
What they win?
That never happened. That was before the
5 games.
We got.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I guess I can look at it this way. I'm still kind of high on the Raiders. Obviously, they're not going to win the division, but it's over under 6.5 wins.
Yeah.
Over being plus 1. I think that's
the number.
I think that's a good fire because I honestly I can't see them win. I can't see them losing 11 games to make that not happen. Yeah, I think they can just squeak them out. They get lucky in Vegas, big crowd hype in Vegas. You don't even have to be a Raiders fan. You probably have a slip.
Yeah.
I think they can get some wins.
Yeah, they got to take at least two games in that division to hit that total, I think, though.
Which I think they could. They could take one from
the
the Chargers and Broncos.
Yeah, they can take one from the Chargers, Broncos at home, definitely.
And then Chiefs. I mean, I believe in them to do it every year, but we know
Yeah.
how that goes too.
Rinse
Defeating,
and repeat.
defeating. It's defeating.
They really are unbelievable. But I don't know. I want to be high in the Raiders, but I'm not gonna touch anything until I see it for a game or two at
Plus
least.
1,700 to win the conference. I mean the division.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening. It's that long for that reason.
Yeah.
And then I mean Denver. What the heck is going on over there, dude?
Quite
I mean,
ugly.
how many? They have studs on defense. They have pretty good players on offense. I mean, you could say studs, but I mean, Javante has to come back from the injury. Seems like their wide receivers can't stay on the field either. I mean, Judy's always hurt. Tim Patrick is going to be out 2 years in a row now after an injury in training camp. 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Um, Sutton, who has just been a huge flop every year he's been in the league.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, just dysfunctional as hell. Sean Payton, yeah, but I mean, you got Sean Payton yelling at Russ to stop kissing babies when you're 4 days out from your first game of the season. It's not looking good, man.
Nah, you got to keep Russ away from those babies.
Rough look over
insane,
Denver.
man.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. The man hasn't been in the kitchen in 3 years.
Oh man.
It's just a tough scene for those three teams.
I don't really have an opinion on the Broncos. I think they'll be better, as they should be. I mean, their roster alone is better than what their record showed last year, and bringing in a proven head coach should help them out. But I mean, playing in a tough division, and I mean, I can see them squeaking into the wild card if everything plays well, but I don't think they're going to play well in this division.
Yeah, they have to win. They have to win in this division, and that's going to be hard to do.
Yeah,
unless you're talking about. I mean, they could take two against the Raiders, or the Raiders could take two against them. That's how close it is, and I'm leading Raiders in terms of trusting them more than the Broncos right now. So same thing. I want to see it before I can believe it. That's about it. We're thinking Chiefs all the way here. Chargers will play well during the regular season and lose when it matters most again, as always. All right, let's move on to probably the weakest part of the AFC, and that's the AFC South.
Definitely.
As weak as it may be, it's still. I mean, you got Indy. Obviously, a ton of shit going on with Jonathan Taylor, who again is another player that's on PUP. Probably won't play, is my guess. But I really like Anthony Richardson. I think he's gonna be like Justin Fields was last year, where he's not gonna have much to throw to. I mean, he has Michael Pittman and he has a few weapons, but like I think he's gonna be making plays a lot more with his feet, and he's gonna run it up to the stat sheet, but they will not win too many games, in my opinion. And then another young team in Houston with C.J. Stroud's first year. I mean, I think they had a good draft. D'Amico Ryan's at head coach, but that's going to take a few years to play out, in my opinion. Tennessee is very iffy to me, and then you have Jacksonville at the top with T-Law. I think he's going to step it up big time this year. I think Jacksonville runs away with this division personally.
As do I. I think Trevor Lawrence is just a winner, man. I mean, took a quick adjustment period, which all first picks in the NFL draft are gonna have to go through. But I think he's the number one pick that we're looking at right now that can actually do something impactful for their team. I don't like anybody else in that division. I think Richardson is going to come out hot, going to come out firing, but not a division winner. C.J. Stroud is going to make noise. Titans, Derrick Henry, how can he do this here? What do you guys think?
I will interject here because I had a chance to draft them in probably 2 different leagues for sure, maybe 3, late in the second round. and I passed because I've never owned him before. As good as he's been the past, what, 5, 6 years, never owned him. But I will not be able to live with myself if I draft Derrick Henry for the first time ever, and this is the first year he starts to look old in a team where he is the offense again. I mean, you still have
Exactly.
Tannehill. Like, what are they going to do? I like Vrabel, but I just don't think they have it, man. I don't. I'm down on Tennessee this year for sure.
Me too.
I think I can see them at the bottom of the division. I think Houston and Indy have some young guys that they at least have hope in, but it's like you're relying on Derrick Henry to run the ball 40 times a game. Like you only do that for so long.
Yeah, I mean,
Except
I don't think he can. He'll be doing that again this year. I think them drafting Tajay Spears will kind of release the workload off of Henry, but I do not like the Texans in this division. I mean, it's variable. He's a great head coach. He's gonna make it happen with what he's got. I don't think it's gonna make them win the division or make the playoffs, but um, I I do like Mike Vrabel. I'm interested to see who the starting quarterback is for the Titans though by the end of the year. I mean, obviously it's Tannehill right now. They got a second-year quarterback, Malik Willis, and then they just drafted Will Levis. So I'm interested to see how their quarterback situation plays out throughout the year, and I'm definitely be keeping close tabs on that. But I do like Anthony Richardson, probably my favorite quarterback out of the draft just because of the dual threat ability. I like where he landed in Indy with Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator from Philly, going over there. Obviously, coaching Jalen Hurts. Um, he knows how to implement an offense with a dual threat quarterback. So I think Anthony Richardson will thrive. It might be an adjustment period for him just because of the amount of experience he had in college. I think he played like 12 games in college. So it'll be a adjustment period, but I think his talent in the draft compared to everyone else in the draft is just completely unmatched. So I do like the Colts, not this year, maybe next year. I also do like the Texans though. Obviously a very young roster. D'Amico Ryans, I think he's going to turn that franchise around. Obviously, great draft. Stroud, Will Anderson on defense, edge rusher. So I think in a few years we could be talking about the Texans challenging the Jaguars. But I think the Jaguars will take it. But I'm also honestly not too high on the Jaguars either. I think they'll win the division with like 10 wins. That's my guess. But
yeah, it's definitely a crapshoot.
yeah,
I just can't pick another team.
yeah.
I see the Jags getting 10 easy, man. I think this is a huge year for T-Law. They have weapons everywhere. Calvin Ridley is the clear-cut number one if you've seen videos of him, and we know what he can do.
Mhm.
Year removed. I don't know, man. The talent on that team is insane, and you have a head coach that's won a Super Bowl before that brought this team back from the depths after Urban Meyer. I mean, Trevor Lawrence could not have been in a worse situation in his first year in the NFL. Like, I can't think of one. I could sit here all day and try to think of one, and there's not one. Urban Meyer was a disaster, and Doug Peterson came in and said, "This kid's good. This team is good." And they won some games last year. They won a playoff game. I think they take the next step this year. I think they're obviously in a bad division, so they'll get a playoff spot. I think T-Law's going to ball, man. I really do. I think he's going to go off this year, and I think they have a chance
They
of
got
winning
a
at least one, if not a couple playoff games.
they got a tough schedule though, man. They got obviously the
Wow.
division. They got 6 games. They got 2 against the Titans. I think they'll split there. They got 2 against the Colts, 2 against the Texans. I think they'll end up being like 4-2 in the division. But then they play Kansas City, play Buffalo. They're at New Orleans. They're at Pittsburgh. They play San Fran, the Bengals, Browns, Baltimore, 3 games in a row.
Oh, they're
So
playing the North this year.
they play in the North. So
Yeah,
I
that's
they
tough.
have a tough schedule. Like obviously, I think they're gonna win. They're a good team. They got talent. T. Law is gonna have a good year. ETN in the backfield. Calvin Ridley coming back. They're gonna be a good team, but I mean they do have a tough schedule ahead of them. So I have them sitting at 10 wins, which is enough, I think,
Yeah.
to win the division.
Oh yeah, 100%. And they drafted Tank Bigsby too, who's been getting a lot of snaps in preseason, which I love.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, go Jags.
Well,
All right.
Jags.
Speaking of the North,
Duval.
speaking of the North, this this might be the best division in football, bro.
Yeah. I hear you.
Bengals, Browns, Ravens, Steelers. Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. I looked into Steelers win total. It was a little high only because I think all three other teams in the division are going to be really good. But I think it was 8.5. I think the Steelers are flying a little bit under the radar, but it was just a little too. I think I would have taken it at 7.5, but it was just a little too high for me to take it in this division. I think the
Was
Browns
it
are going to have a big year.
8.5?
I think 8.5 or maybe 9.5.
Really?
One or the other. I would have taken it one game less than what it was, but it's up there. The Steelers are sneaky good, man.
I mean, yeah, they're well coached. They got the
I'm a big Kenny
foundation.
Pickett guy too.
They got good defense. I mean, I'm not huge on the Steelers. I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they're gonna win this division by any means. But I mean, they're well coached, and
No, I don't.
year in and year out they seem to do well. Whoever's at the quarterback. I mean, they had Ben Roethlisberger with no legs and half an arm. And they won quite a few games with him. So I mean, they'll find a way to win a few games. I mean, their win total is at 8.5. I lean under. I think 8 is the number, potentially 9, but it's a tough one. But
I think they're just not getting talked about a lot because of the division, because of
yeah,
Lamar, because of Joe Burrow, and then even because of Deshaun Watson. I mean, his first full real season back
yeah,
after being there for a year and being kind of like used to it. But I don't know, man. I mean, I like Kenny Pickett. I love George Pickens. I think Najee has a big bounce back year this year. I think they figured it out a little bit on offense. I'm gonna check the win total again because talking about it even more, I do like it. But we can move on to another team here. Deshaun Watson and the Browns.
I like Deshaun Watson and the Browns this year. I forget what their number is to win the division. They're plus 375. It's one of my other like kind of sleepers to win the division. I mean, they've had years and years and years of top draft picks and building a foundation for their team. And I think Deshaun Watson comes back and plays a lot better than he did last year. Obviously, kind of shit the bed. But I like their offense. I like Amari Cooper. I think Njoku has a great season. I like how they did in the draft
Yes.
with Cedric. I like Cedric Tillman a lot. I think he's going to play alongside Amari Cooper very well. So and Elijah Moore too.
Watch
In the
more.
slot. Yeah. So I
Yep.
think I think they have a good offense. The defense is going to be good. I think it's going to be a tough place to play in the division. So I think the Browns could challenge the Bengals and the Ravens in this division, but I'm very low. I'm not. I don't want to say very low, but I do not like the Bengals this year. I
Really.
know Joe Burrow is a winner, but I mean I don't know. I think the division's too good, and I think they've taken a few steps back. To be honest, I don't know. Listen,
Yeah,
So
I
if
mean,
we're talking one second, buddy, I'll let you go in a second. But if we're talking division winners here, I mean, this division, as good as all teams could be, any way you want to slice it, whatever team you think is the best of the four, you can get great. You get Bengals at plus 140, Ravens at plus 235, Browns at plus 400, and Steelers at plus 500. So, and that's on DraftKings. I mean, those are good odds for any, even if you think the Bengals are the clear cut favorite, you're still getting plus money on
yeah,
yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely gonna be. I mean, that's a crapshoot division too. That is a tough division.
them. It might be the best in football, where I'm telling you.
It is.
I mean, we'll get to the last one after this, but
yeah. It's either that. It's got to be that or the AFC East. 100%.
That's gonna come down to the one of the final weeks,
100%.
not the final.
We'll go to the Ravens. Lamar gets signed. Vibes looking high. They get Odell. They get Zay Flowers. Wink Martindale at DC. I think their defense will be better this year. Their win total sitting at 10.5. As I look at it right now, I'm still looking for the Steelers. I think Lamar's going to ball again this year.
Oh, for sure.
He's got the weapons. Yes. So Steelers are 8.5, but that's minus 145. That's probably why I didn't lay it.
Need Lamar healthy. We need him healthy for this. All
Of
they have.
course. Well, their whole team, even Dobbins has been a band-aid. I mean, if those guys, they were banged up super bad last year. And I think at the end of the year, Lamar was just like, well, I'm still trying to get my contract, so I'm not gonna force it and get hurt or anything like that. But I think the Ravens have a good year too. I mean, like you said, it's a crapshoot, man. This division is tough. It really is.
Very tough division.
And then lastly, the Bengals. Joe Burrow with the calf in training camp. I think he'll be okay. I've heard elsewhere that it could be a little more serious than it looks, but I think Joey B is going to be fine. He's an Ohio guy. He's going to fight through it. He's going to be fine. He's going to come back. He's going to ball. We know what the Bengals can do. This AFC, man, is just a gauntlet. It's insane.
Yeah, and the AFC is wild. There's so many elite quarterbacks.
I got
Lamar,
a sleeper pick.
Burrow, Mahomes, damn, Herbert.
I don't know if you can necessarily bet this, but I think T. Higgins has more yards and/or touchdowns than Jamar Chase does this year.
Whoa.
Hot
I think
take.
T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is an absolute baller, and I think teams have the book on Jamar. No, they don't have the book, but they'll at least try to have the book on Jamar. Jamar's still going to play well, but I think T. Higgins can have a huge year this year.
Yeah.
And they added
I
Irv Smith at tight end.
That's one of the best 1-2 wide receiver combos in the league.
I think it's number one. Philly.
No, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle is number one.
I mean, it's actually on paper, yeah, but I guess we'll see this year, see what they can really do with the Bengals taking step backs. I mean, this one hasn't changed, so I think we're going to see how much they can really win games. The two of them with Burrow. I think Mixon's touchdowns are going to go down, so we're going to see what these wide receivers can do. And obviously, I think that's a hot take, but T. Higgins on a lot of other teams is a 1, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. T. Higgins is a baller. So is Jamar, though. I'm not saying Jamar's not going to have a good year, but
you give T. Higgins cornerback too. I mean, double-edged sword
there.
Throw it up. The cornerback, so 82 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, I can't pick one team, but I am high on the Steelers at a lower win total. I think they're going to be pretty good this year. All right.
Superior.
Finally,
division.
the AFC East, where our beloved Patriots lie, behind the Miami Dolphins, the New York Jets, and the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to let you guys take this one. Rich, what do you think here?
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Take it off if you're going to say it.
No, I mean, I just think this division is the best division in football. You got the Bills, led by Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, great defense, great head coach, McDermott. Then you got Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets. I mean, the Jets had a great defense last year. Now you're bringing in a top, debatably, I know it's a big debate here, but Rodgers, a top 5 quarterback, maybe potentially of all time. Maybe a little old, but still better than what they had. And you have the Dolphins down in Miami there. They're a good team. They're well coached. I like Mike McDaniel a lot. I'd like to drink a beer with Mike McDaniel at some point in my life. But,
oh, hell yeah.
I also do think the Pats have greatly improved. Obviously, I wish Jacoby Myers was still here, but I mean, subbing in Juju for Myers, I think that is a pretty lateral move. I like the draft picks they took a wide receiver. I like Pop Douglas. I like Kayshon Boutte. I like the signing of Mike Gesicki. I think that Ramondre being the bell cow and Zeke taking a couple of reps here and there from him, with the addition of Bill O'Brien on offense and actual offensive mind. I think this Pats team can be pretty good. I don't know. It's just tough because the division is so stacked. Yeah, I don't think they're going to end up winning the division, but I think they have a good chance to challenge any one of them for the top spot. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be the Bills or the Jets. I don't like the Dolphins. I'm kind of down the Dolphins. I think there's too much hype surrounding them. But yeah, that's my opinion on this division right now.
Yeah, they're a hit on two away from putting them in diapers. So I mean,
Yeah,
that could be slippery slope for them.
yeah,
I think the Dolphins. I mean, I think the Pats, like we do all the time. I think we can split with them.
yeah.
I think we can win one. If not, I don't know. I mean, I think they have the Jets numbers. So I mean, even with Aaron Rodgers, even with a good defense over there, hopefully our offense isn't as low performing as they were against them last year. Well, 0-0 game till the fourth. Or was that overtime with a punt return?
I think it was like 10 seconds left in the fourth.
In the fourth, it was brutal, brutal game to watch.
Horrible game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we can squeak out some wins. I don't think we're gonna go 0-6 in the division like a lot of people do. Um,
Yeah, no chance.
I think we can get at least two. See if we can maybe beat the Bills, depending on some statuses. But
I don't know.
that's just a fan talking here.
Yeah, I do think the Bills have kind of taken a step back as well. I think, but I'm also nervous though, is because everyone's so hyped up on the Bills last couple of years, and now everyone's not hyped on the Bills. And is this going to be the year the Bills go nuts? Like, it kind of
Yeah.
feels like it in the back of your head. You're like, oh, no one's really on the Bills, and
So you think
they
about them all.
they still have like a really good team. Josh Allen's good. I think Josh Allen has a lot to prove. At the end of the day, still, but um, I don't know. I think they have taken a slight step back, at least defensively, but their offense is still going to put up points.
But all I can think about is Stephon Diggs every year watching the AFC champions or NFC champions get the award and get sent out to the Super Bowl. He stands there like
Yeah,
a good guy, and I mean he wants revenge. But
yeah, it does.
at the end of the day, all I can picture is him standing there again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page as both of you guys here. Other than one thing, I think the Bills I think the Bills are going to be pretty similar to what they were last year. And with that being said, I mean, they didn't win anything, so I think that's where they end up again this year. I think the Patriots have definitely got a lot better offensively. Defense still solid. I think we will be better. I just don't think better will get us anywhere in this division. I think at best we sneak in the wild card because it's so good. Miami, like you said, well coached. Tua has to stay on the field and they can be okay. But I think the Jets win this division, man. I think their first four games here, they play the Bills on 9/11 at home, which is obviously a massive game for week one. That's probably, it's 8:15 Monday. So probably the biggest game of the week. I don't know what the Sunday primetime game is, but that's a huge game.
Especially in New York on 9/11 too. Like,
yep, two New York teams on 9/11.
For a
Then they go
big day. So happy they didn't
pick the Giants. Oh yeah, me too. Way better matchup. But so they have that huge game on Monday night. Then they go to Dallas against the Cowboys. Then they play back at home against the Pats, and then they play back at home against the Chiefs.
That's a tough start.
I know, but hear me
Holy
out. Hear me
shit.
out. I think if they win 2 of those 4 games, they win this division. Because then they go Broncos, Eagles, Giants, Chargers, Raiders, Bills, Dolphins, Falcons, Texans, Dolphins, Commanders, Browns, Pats.
Dude, that's an unbelievably tough schedule.
Yes, but they have those games in there that they should win, and those first 4 games can set the tone for the whole season. If they can go 2-2 in those first 4 games, I think they take this division easily.
If they go 2-2 in the first 4 games, what were the next 4 after that? Chiefs, Niners?
No, Chiefs is the 4th.
Okay.
After the Chiefs in week 5, they go Broncos, Eagles is a tough game. Giants, I think they can beat.
Yeah.
Chargers,
tough game.
Good game. Raiders, they should beat.
Yeah.
Then they go back in division with Bills Dolphins, away against the Bills, home against the Dolphins. Falcons they should beat, Texans they should beat, both home games.
Yeah.
At the Dolphins, probably a tough game in division.
Yeah.
Home against the Commanders, I think they can win that one. At the Browns will probably be a good game, but that's week 16, and then they play at the Pats for the last game of the season.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Patriots to win.
I don't like them to win the division after hearing all that. I mean, they're outside of their division schedule, which is tough. They have what, 4 top 10 teams, 5 top 10 teams they play. So they're playing 10, 11 games alone against potential top 10 teams. Like, that's a tough schedule. I think the Pats have the tougher schedule, but that's unbelievable.
I just think those first 4 games are all tough games, and if they can come out of there winning at least 2, I think that sets the tone for the season. It gives them a little bit of confidence, and I think they run it up. I trust in Aaron Rodgers. I trust in the young talent they have on that team on offense. Adding Dalvin Cook is huge with Breece Hall being on a pitch count early in the season, and we know what their defense can do. I think this team is really, really good.
Hate to say
I see. Yeah, you can see it in my face that like I'm cringing saying it, but they're. I'm not happy about playing A-Rod twice a year, but neither is the rest of the division. Like, damn man, they're scary. They're scary as hell.
They're pretty scary. I think they're slightly overrated, but
they could be. That's what I'm saying. Those first 4 games are going to be huge. But that does it for the division team run through. We got through all 32 teams, and we are now 27 hours from kickoff of the first game of the NFL season.
I do got a couple plays for the first game. You want to run through them real quick?
Yeah, let's get those in real quick, and then we'll do a revision on our way too early Super Bowl predictions. Somebody's hyped.
You got a pick?
Hey, Tito
got a pick?
Tito.
All I heard was
going to be over.
Line.
Paw. Yep. Tito took
the over. 52.5. Went down 2 points since Kelsey dropped down and got an MRI.
Hey, chill. Hey, Tito, couch.
Last padded day of practice before the game. And
well,
arguably the most important player of that offense goes down.
All right. Well, let's run through a couple picks for the Thursday night kickoff game. I'll start with you, Petty. What you got?
So I got a few picks for this game. One with the hometown hero. I'm going anytime touchdown scorer plus 200. Noah Gray. We'll take that.
Yes, sir.
I guess you can say Kelsey's still a game time decision. I still see numbers for him.
Yeah, they haven't confirmed yet, but
he hasn't been ruled out.
So, Noah, they got to know something about him because he's at plus 180 to plus 200, wherever you look at it. Last year, he was like plus 400 to 500 every game to get in the end zone. So, he's got the routes. He's in there for 50% of the snap shares. I don't know. I think that's something good to root for us. Other than that,
100%. I got him at 215 on DK. Just slide that in there real quick if you're looking for a little bit of extra.
I think that's value right there.
Oh yeah.
Next, we're going over to Jahmyr Gibbs. High on Jahmyr Gibbs. Got him in 2 fantasy leagues. Pretty hyped about it. Slept on by the crews. Over 39 rushing yards. I think he's going to explode on one play at least, or at least 20. And kind of see where it happens from there. No Chris Jones, making me like that a whole lot more.
Yeah.
But knowing the Niners, he's probably been practicing. He's probably getting everything done. So maybe by tomorrow they make a deal with him. After seeing what they just did with Bosa, you're already missing enough in this Lions game. You kind of want one of your best defensive players in there. And then on the other side, I'm going to go rushing yards for Patrick Mahomes, 17.5. I'm going to go over. I think he's going to be scrambling. I think with having to look to the lesser tight end, I mean, you're going to run. Pat's definitely going to run. He's quick with thinking. So, I mean, I'm not betting the under there. I'm going to take the over.
Yeah. I do like Mahomes rushing yards. Just there's a lot of new faces on the offense, especially if Kelsey isn't there. I mean, he's going to have to make a little bit of noise with his feet. So I do like that.
That went up from 13 to 17 since Kelsey went down.
Really? So it went up 4 yards. So I mean, looks like we're chasing a number here.
Yeah, for sure.
I just still like it. I mean, what is that? That could be 2 plays, right? It could be 1 play.
One play.
I
don't like them.
Kind of hoping for a chunk yardage play right there.
I like the Lions, so I don't like Mahomes kneeing the ball at the end.
True.
But that's it for my plays. Probably have more.
Opportunities.
Opportunities, baby, as we all know.
I love it. Yeah, I like the Mahomes play. I'm a little skeptical on taking a Gibbs rushing yards just because we haven't seen his usage yet. Just to see like whether he's. I mean, they got David Montgomery. I think David Montgomery is going to take a bulk of maybe like the first down carries, second down carries, and maybe red zone carries. But I mean, Gibbs is going to be on the field. I mean, he's a dual threat guy. I mean, he can catch, he can run. So I just want to see how they utilize him before I start slotting my money on those kind of plays. But I mean, unbelievable talent.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
His receiving's at 30, so I just don't like that against the Chiefs. Obviously, Chris Jones being out.
Yeah.
I kind of like that more now, but that number's also increased since these announcements. So kind of just chasing.
Yeah. That's the thing. I would just like to see how they utilize him first. I mean, week 1 for player props, at least, it's a lot of just watching and seeing how teams utilize players and like new coaches and stuff like that to see what kind of offenses they're running and who's touching the ball, like where the opportunities are going to be.
Yeah.
Where there's opportunities, there's opportunities. So, but yeah, I only got 1 play right now in this game. It's the over. I like the ball going into the end zone quite a bit tomorrow night. So I'm thinking this game might reach 70 points. I'm thinking maybe both teams get in the 30s. Maybe like a 38 to 33 type of game or something like that. That's my guess. I think the NFL wants this game schedule. I think the NFL wants a action-packed, a lot of scoring type of game to get the season kind of kicked off here. So that's my bet in the game is over 52.
Like that.
I like it as well. I am riding with Petty on Noah Gray anytime touchdown. I'm also taking Noah Gray first touchdown of the NFL season.
Ooh.
I lean toward the over, and I also lean toward the Chiefs. And for that reason, I will be putting in my first teaser of the season. Depending on what book you're on, you can go 6.5, 7, 7.5. I'm going to go up to 7.5 to get the Chiefs +3 and the over 44.5. And I believe that will come out to around -130, depending on your book. That will be my play for the game. And that's all I got.
Yeah.
I haven't put in a teaser in a while, so I'm going teaser for the first game.
NFL's made.
Hell yeah! I have lines money line in a DraftKings promotion where you get, if they go up 7, you get the win automatically. So I put $15 on that too. If the Lions end up scoring a touchdown first, then like past that, and you don't even have to win the game. So that would be nice too. But those are my own plays. I really like that teaser because I do think there'll be a lot of points, but I think the Chiefs will eventually come out and win the game. So
yeah, I agree there.
All right, that's kickoff game. Now to wrap it up, way too early Super Bowl predictions. This will be a revision. I'll throw that clip in right now. What we predicted right before last Super Bowl. I'll start it backwards order here. Me, Rich Petty. I am gonna go NFC Championship, Niners, Eagles. I believe that's what I said earlier in the year. I think they have a rematch. I think the Niners take that one. AFC is so hard, but I'm gonna go with the Ravens and I'm gonna go with the Ravens. And Ravens and the Chiefs.
Ravens and the
Give
Chiefs.
me,
Huh?
give me Ravens Niners Super Bowl.
A little rematch, a little Joe Flacco, Colin Kaepernick throwback.
Niners win that Super Bowl.
Okay. Niners win the Super Bowl.
That's my prediction. Yeah.
Okay. I honestly I forget where my mind was 6 months ago when we did that. Nope, I don't think it was even 6 months. It was probably like 3, 4, 5 months ago. But anyway,
February.
I think I don't want to repeat on Fuski here, but I think the Niners will end up in the NFC Championship game. I think the team is just too talented, top to bottom. I like the Eagles, maybe even the Cowboys in that game. I like the Niners advancing to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go Bills Chiefs AFC Championship game. I'm gonna go Bills winning that game. I like the Niners beating the Bills in the Super Bowl. It hurts my soul to have the Bills going that far, but I think I've throughout this podcast I kind of talked myself into it, just thinking where the hype is. And the hype's been all over them the last couple of years, and they've just kind of thrown up on themselves in the playoffs. But now the hype is now they're expected to do that. So I think I don't know. I'm kind of fading myself in the public here, and I think the Bills are gonna end up going to the Super Bowl this year. And they're going to lose, of course. That's what the Bills do when they make Super Bowls. They lose. So that's my prediction.
All right, Petty.
Alrighty. I don't have the NFC and AFC matchups necessarily, but I am gonna stick with my gut decision. I think this is my decision I made back in February, way too early. I'm gonna have to go with the Cowboys Bengals again. I think both teams can definitely stomp their feet and make some noise. I don't know about playoff time for the Cowboys. We never do. But I think the tides have to turn at some point, and I'm just gonna throw it out there in the way too early because I mean I guess it really doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go Bengals, Cowboys. Bengals are gonna get that ring. Joey B needs one, needs it. I mean I don't think he's gonna be competing his whole life for this like he says he is. So I just think it's gonna have to come within the next couple of years.
Yeah. I think
All
he
right,
gets one. I think he gets one. He has a lot of time, but I think he gets one. Could be this year.
Sure.
You could have hit the nail on the head there. So we'll see. We will see.
I'll take that risk.
Oh yeah, boys.
Let's go.
Love it.
All right, that does it for week 1 of the 2023-2024 NFL season. Thanks for joining us. We're back. We're back, boys. We're back in the grind. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us. Go Pats.
Go Pats, baby.
Baby.
Keep your tight ends healthy.
Deuces.